you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast from 1862. Get out of the house ideas. Now, last night we had Alessia on and we were talking about solo travel. We also talked about, where did it go? Staycation ideas for ideas for staycations. As a solo traveler, just start with doing something as simple as a staycation. This is a book that I wrote last year, I think it was. Earlier this year or last year? I think it was last year. Hang on. Oops. Where's my page? Last year. So, I don't remember when I wrote a book. So this has some ideas for staycations. Now, staycations are when you plan to either go stay at a local hotel or you use your home as a hotel and you spend the weekend away from home doing different things. The staycation challenge is setting a dollar limit per person per day. So that's that idea. But tonight I thought, what are some ideas? And then in my mail today was this really cool card that said August 31st, National Eat Outside Day. And I thought, what an awesome idea. And this is from my friend Eileen. And, here's the inside of the card. It's got things like eat outside encourages you to taste the sunshine or the moonlight while eating your meal. It's like a mini staycation. You know how I like those. Enjoying a delicious feast outdoors while enjoying nature and the peace that it brings. Ways to celebrate Eat Outside Day. Host an indoor brunch or just take your bacon and eggs outside to enjoy. Take your snack lunch outside to eat during your break. Pack a picnic basket and head to the park. Invite friends over for a barbecue. Pack some sandwiches and trail mix and go for a hike. Stay up late, pop some popcorn, make cheese and crackers, or grab leftovers. Spread a blanket under the stars and look for constellations while snacking. I like that one. Go camping. You're nearly guaranteed to eat outdoors when you're in the great outdoors. And those were just some ideas. And I was out walking tonight, walking Zeffy, and I apologize for being on late. I have my my mastermind group coaching call this evening, which I totally forgot about last night. And so that finished. And because of the earlier sunsets now, I had Zeffy said, like, come on, we need to go for a walk. So we just got back from walking her. And so while I was outside, I was sort of like thinking about this card. And I thought, well, there's a whole bunch of national days that we have that a lot of people don't know about. So what are some ways that we could utilize those national days to get ourselves out of the house, to go and experience something new? And so I thought I'd have a look and see. So nationaldaycalendar.com is a website that I use frequently. And it's just for really cool ideas. So I brought up the month of September and we're already past the 1st. So we're just going to skip past those. What are we up to today? It's the 5th today. Oh, jeepers. Oh, it's my cousin Anna's birthday. Oh, no, that was yesterday in New Zealand. Anyway, Anna, if you are watching, happy birthday for yesterday in New Zealand, but it's your birthday here in the States today. So today was actually National Be Late for Something Day. I love that. I hate being late. Absolutely detest being late. If you are on time, you are late. If you think about this, if your work start time is like 8 o'clock in the morning and you arrive at the office at 8 o'clock, you are already late because it's going to take you the next 10 to 15 minutes to get to your desk, say hello to people along the way, get your morning coffee, and unless you've already got it with you, get set up at your computer, get everything organized, get logged in before you're actually ready to work. It's going to be 10 to 15 minutes before you're ready to work. Therefore, you are now 10 to 15 minutes late. Yes, you may have walked in the door at 8 o'clock, but to be ready to work and actually start working is like 10 to 15 minutes after you walk in the door. So you are late. So I hate being late. If I started at my work start time was 8 o'clock, I was there at 7:45. And I did all my mucking around saying good morning to everybody, getting my stuff ready for the day, looking at what I had on my calendar for the day. So when 8 o'clock hit, I was ready to work. So I hate being late. So this would not be one that I would look at. National Cheese Pizza Day. Oh, it's National Cheese Pizza. Well, why not order a cheese pizza and go out and look at the stars? Let's see, National Food Bank Day. So it's the first Friday in September, which is tomorrow. It's also the National Chianti Day. I'm guessing it's some sort of, it's the first Friday of September. I'm going to click on this and see what it actually is. It's looking like red wine. Yeah, it's one of the most recognized red wines from Tuscany in the region of Italy. I am so sorry if I mispronounced that. Let's see. What else we got on the first Friday of September? National Lazy Mums Day. I like that one. Oh, my favorite. National Read a Book Day is on September the 6th, which is tomorrow. So I am wending my way through this, which is our first book club discussion on Saturday is going to be this book. And we'll be announcing next our book for September on Saturday at our book club meeting for Love to Read Book Club. So click the QR code in the top corner to come join us. So if you have read this book, want to discuss it, come join us. So that's National Read a Book Day tomorrow. I'm in on that one. National Coffee Ice Cream Day is tomorrow as well. So for things like this, so when it comes to food, what is the best place in your area to go to get the best coffee ice cream? So September the 6th, which is tomorrow, what is the best place in your area to get the best coffee ice cream? Or do you have to go to the next town over to get it? See, think of things like this. Where can we go out? So the first Saturday of every month is National Play Outside Day. Wow, you could put that with a National Eat Day. You got a great day out. Go play in the park, take some frisbees, take some balls, kick some balls around, throw some frisbees. Just go outside and have fun. Go to the playground. I did plenty of that last weekend with my grandkids. It's also National Hummingbird Day. I have to tell you about hummingbirds. So hummingbirds were one of Brad's favorite birds. He always wanted to put up hummingbird feeders, but never got around to it. So when we go walking most mornings, there is a hummingbird that will come down to say hello to us. Like I looked the last time I went and walked Zeffy, which was Wednesday last week before I dropped off at the dog sitters, we're walking along and I hear this noise and I look, and hovering about this far above Zeffy's head was a hummingbird 6 feet away from me because she was on a 6-foot leash. And I just stood there, and whenever I see a hummingbird, I always think it's Brad. So I start talking to this bird and saying, good morning, and treating it like it's Brad visiting me whenever I see hummingbirds. So I am totally on board with Hummingbird Day. Totally on board with that one. Do you get hummingbirds in your area? National New Hampshire Day is on Saturday as well, the 7th. National Grateful Patient Day is the 7th. National Tailgating is the first Saturday of September. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of people that love this one. September 7th is National Beer Lovers Day, as in BEER, the drinking time. And it's National Salami Day and National Acorn Squash Day. You could have a whole picnic with acorn squash, salami, and beer. I don't drink, so I won't be taking the beer, but somebody can have one on my behalf. National Grandma Moses Day is the 7th. National Neither Snow Nor Rain Day. You never know what you're going to get in this thing. National Snow or Rain Day. What on earth is this one about? It commemorates the opening of the New York Post Office on September the 7th, 1914. Neither snow nor rain nor heat nor gloom of night stays these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds. Inscription found over the entrance of the Central Post Office in New York City. There you go. But didn't know about that one. So you can find all sorts of things. September the 8th, National Star Trek Day. Great day to sit down and watch a Star Trek movie. Or maybe the old TV series. It's also September the 8th is World Appisan Day. But I'm looking for Pet Memorial Day is the second Sunday in September. I have to remember that one. Let's see. Oh, this is one for my friend Shannon. On September the 8th, it is National Pediatric Hematology Oncology Nurses Day. Actually, she doesn't do pediatrics. I would just drop the pediatric button, but any oncology nurse, hematology and oncology nurse, they need to be appreciated. They do an amazing job in very tough circumstances. The second Sunday in September is National Hug Your Hound Day. I love that. The Sunday after Labor Day, which will be the 8th, is National Grandparents' Day. Now, see, in New Zealand, it would normally be Father's Day, but for some reason, they had Father's Day last weekend. I didn't know they changed it. National Wiener Schnitzel Day. It doesn't actually say what the date is. Let's see. What's something we can do outside? Get you out of the house. I'm trying to think. National Hot Cross Bun Day. If you don't know what hot cross buns are, they are these yeast rolls that will have allspice and raisins in them, and you make this cross on top, usually done at Easter time. So seeing it for September the 11th is kind of weird, because in New Zealand we have hot cross buns on for Easter, the Easter buns. So September the 11th is also make your bed day. I make my bed and Zephy's bed every morning, and I get 2 things crossed off my list for the day. It's also Patriot Day and National Day of Service and Remembrance on September the 11th. National Day of Encouragement. September the 12th. Oh my God, I'm going to love this day. National Hug and High Five Day. I am all about hugs and high fives. Absolutely. September the 12th is also National Just One Human Family Day. So if you go and have a look through, National Day calendar and just scroll through, you will find, here's one. So September the 12th, where in your local community or the community next door to you or a town away can you get the best chocolate milkshake? Because September the 12th is National Chocolate Milkshake Day. Where is the best chocolate milkshake in your community? Go find it. Let's see. I'm just going through. There's a whole bunch of stuff. If you're into peanuts, that's September the 13th. September the 14th is National Parents' Day Off. So grandparents, you might be in. No, let's make it aunts and uncles, because grandparents are still parents. Where in your local area can you get the best hoagie? Because September the 14th is National Eat a Hoagie Day. It is also National Cream-Filled Donut Day. So where are the best cream donuts in your area? So if you go through this thing, you can find lots of really cool stuff that you can go out of the house. Yes, I know I've been talking about a lot of food. Cheese Toast Day is September the 15th. Where can you get the best cheese toast? So just like looking for different things. Oh my gosh, September the 15th, Double Cheeseburger Day. National Linguine Day is September the 15th. So where can you go and find the best in your town? And September 16th is guacamole. Cinnamon Raisin Bread Day is September the 16th. So look through something like National Day calendar and look for things. What can you go and explore as a solo person to get you out and solo traveling, as a couple, as a family? What can you go out and observe on a national day and find, if it's a food item, where in town do you get the best, whatever it is, chocolate milkshake, or it could be brownies if it's brownie day, or cream-filled donuts. Where can you go to get those in your local community or town, or even you might have to go to the town next door, just make a day trip to the town next door to find it. It could be get outside in the park day, National Eat Outside Day. I don't know why I'm stuck on food. I've already had dinner. But it could be, National Frisbee Day. Go out to the park and throw frisbees. So just go to something like that and find things that you could do either solo, as a couple, or as a family that you can go out and do, get you out of the house for the day and just go explore your local area. Do your museums have special exhibits on? We were in New Zealand one time and I had, Brad was with me, I think it was 2002. And they had these at the Te Papa, which is the National Museum that is located in Wellington, the capital of New Zealand. And they have phenomenal exhibits on. They happen to have one, and it was a pay-to-view one. So most of their exhibits are free, but every now and again they bring in special ones where there is a small charge to go in and see it. And this one was to go and see Egyptian mummies. There was a whole exhibit about this. You walked in, you learned the history behind the Egyptian mummies, the mummification process, what was buried with people based on their standing in life, where how they lived, were they high society, were they royalty, and how they were buried, where they were buried, how big their pyramids were, we learned all of that. And then they had these 1 or 2 mummies that were actually in these climate controlled glass cases, so you could actually see them. That was kind of spooky, I have to say. But it told you who that was the mummy of. And you got to read the history of this person. You got to read the biography of this person. and how they had lived their life and where they were discovered, when they were discovered, and you got to see the esophagus that their body was put in inside their tomb. And you got to read about the excavation of it all and see all of that process. So everything from mummification through to burial in tombs or in pyramids, in a tomb inside a pyramid, all the way to excavation and discovery of the actual mummies that they had there on display. It was very, very interesting. I don't remember a lot about it, but I just remember it being extremely interesting. But this was back in 2002. So we're talking 22 years ago that we saw this. And it was just a really fascinating thing. So what exhibits do you have on in your local area? Go to your local, go to your local visitors center. Sorry, hair in my mouth. Go to your local visitors center and see what's going on. They will have a calendar of events coming up. So go see what's coming up in your local area that you want to go see. You can also go and visit the visitor centers online. Here in Phoenix, there's one that's called Visit Phoenix. I go have a look at that every now and again. There's different visitor centers that are around the place for different areas and things. Just go check them out. You even have ones for the state, not just by the city, but by the state. And you can see what's going on in other areas. I'm here in Phoenix, so I might decide one weekend, let's go over to Apple Junction. Now, Apple Junction is where they have the ghost town, which is really cool. I went over there one time, and they had this apothecary that was there, and the woman that owned it actually handmade soaps using all natural ingredients, natural essential oils, and I will tell you this: these soaps looked amazing. They looked like cakes of fudge, and she had signs up all around the place stating that these are soaps; they are not to be consumed. She said there had a lot of kids coming and wanting to buy them as fudge, thinking they were fudge, and she's like, no, these are soaps. She had this really cool rose water thing that you could spray and just refresh your face. She had a whole bunch of natural beauty products that were in there. You had shampoos, you had conditioners, body lotions, soaps. She even had a soap of the month club where you could sign up for the soap of the month and you would get 3 or 4 bars of soap for the month of new ones that she had, I want to call them flavors. That's not the right thing. New scents that she had brought out. She even had toothpaste. She had stuff that you could put on for healing scrapes and minor cuts. She had a whole bunch of different stuff in there, and she made it all there on property, all natural ingredients, and amazing, amazing place. Then you had another place that was all succulents, and they had succulents in different containers. And I found these little treasure chest ones that were in the treasure chest, and the chest was popped open, and there's all these little succulents inside. So I got one for each of my daughter-in-laws and gave them away. I actually gave them to them on Thanksgiving because I didn't think I would keep them alive till Christmas. But they had all these different little stores in there. They had a lot of crafts people that were in there. It was a great place to go visit. So, look for little out of the way places and go spend a day there. And they had different tours that you could do through different areas. They had ones that went down into the mines, into the caves and the mines there. They had ones where you could go tour the bordello that was upstairs above one of the buildings. Lots of shops and stuff there. They had the old boardwalks. So I just walked up one side, down the other side. They had this amazing ice cream place that by the time I had finished seeing everything, plus being to the bar for lunch, the saloon for lunch, where I totally forgot to ask the waitress why there were boots. They were cowboy boots, all nailed to the ceiling. There was rows of them. And I couldn't figure out why, but I totally forgot to ask the waitress. But the waitresses are all in costume from that time period when that was a thriving town with cowboys. And they had a newspaper from that period as well, so you could sit there and read the newspaper while you were waiting for your meal to come out. It was a great meal. It was awesome. And then I finished my walk. And by the time I finished my walk, it was hot. I needed something refreshing, and there was an ice cream place right there. So I went and got myself a nice refreshing ice cream before I left, and it was a really good ice cream. And I just had a great day out there. So what is in your local area that you could go visit, that you could go do a day trip to? Maybe it's a museum that's got a special exhibit on. Maybe it's something like the ghost town that you can go in and have a look and just browse through the stores and things like that, and maybe do one of the tours or something that's there, or see one of the shows if they have shows on. It could be that there's a fair coming to town. We're coming into fall, so there's going to be a lot of pick your own whatever's coming into harvest, like apples. Apples will be, if they're not already being picked right now, they'll be coming into season soon. So a lot of orchards will have pick your own apples, pick your own pumpkins, pick your own squash. Have a look to see. Pick your own peaches, pick your own strawberries. When I was driving home on Tuesday, I was driving somewhere in California. I don't know exactly where, but there were these fields, and I could see these workers. And I thought, I wonder what they're picking. And I saw one of these tractor units come along, and it came around and had these bins full of watermelons. So, great. And I didn't see any pick your own watermelon signs. So I was just like, okay, we're not going to be doing that. But that afternoon when I went grocery shopping, I picked up a small watermelon. I love watermelon. I will cut up half the watermelon, put it in my blender, and just blend the crap out of it, basically. And then I will pour it into my mason jars and put them in the refrigerator. Great, refreshing drinks. And then the other part of the watermelon, I will cube up and put into my glass bowls with the lids on them. And if I want to chomp on one, I can just go grab some pieces. And it's very refreshing for me, especially in the heat. Today, let's see, when we went for our walk this evening, it was 109 degrees Fahrenheit. For my metric friends, it's around 43 degrees centigrade. That was when we went for a walk at 6:40 this evening. Yes, the sun was setting in like 10. We were already out of the sun's range because the sun had already dropped behind a hill, so we had no shade. No shade. We were not walking in the sunshine, let's put it that way. So look for things like this. Is there a pick your own whatever coming up? Maybe it could be going out to, maybe there's a ranch that you can go out to for the day where you can go horseback riding, do some horse trails, or work on a ranch for a day. Maybe it could be doing like archery. It's going to do archery lessons. It could be, what can you do either solo, as a couple, or as a family that you could go out and do. And if you're going to do a food for the thing, which place in town has the best whatevers? So those are some ideas of how to get out of the house. Just go for a drive. See what you find. It could be a mystery drive. It could be, if you're got several people in the car, you come to a major traffic light, you're approaching a four-way intersection controlled by lights, and you're like, straight ahead, left or right. And everybody has a turn at picking out directions. And that's the way you go. And you get to the end, you decide how long you're going to drive for. And when you get to that place, you're going to stop there and you're going to get out and explore. It could be you end up at a playground. Maybe there's a new playground that's just opened up in the area, and go test it out. So there's lots of different things that you can do if you just take the time to look. And definitely go to like local visitor centers. Even here in Surprise, we have our own local visitor center, and every now and again I go on the website to see what's coming up. We have a nice big park area where it's a community park where they've got a lake that you can go fishing in. They've got, maybe you want to go out fish. There's a lot of kids in this neighborhood, and every now and again I have conversations with them. And one night I was out walking Zeffy, and two of these boys, and there's this one boy that will say hi to me every time he sees me. He's just a very polite young man, and him and his mate are walking along with fishing poles, and I'm like, is there somewhere you can go fishing around here? And they says, oh no, we're going to my friend's house, and then we're going to go to Lake Pleasant and go night fishing. And I was like, awesome. So go night fishing. Find somebody you can go night fishing with. Maybe that's something you want to do. And so they were off. It was before schools went back, and they were off to go night fishing with their friends at Lake Pleasant. And I haven't seen them since to ask how his fishing expedition went. But yeah, I thought, what a great idea. Gets them out of the house. You're outdoors in that fresh area. Yes, it was a little hot, but you'd be out on the lake. You might get some nice cool breezes out there on the lake. Maybe you want to go to learn surfing. You live near the coast or something, and they have surfing schools. Maybe the family should go learn surfing. Something like that, whatever it is. But find things to get yourself out of the house. And it doesn't have to be a staycation. It could just be, we're going to get out of the house this weekend. What can we go do? And just a matter of looking up, just seeing, calendar of events for whatever area you live in, and see what's on that weekend. And just go out and have fun. And let us know. Drop in the comments below, when you leave the house, what sort of things do you like to do to get out of the house? Because a lot of times we get stuck in routine as well, where we get up, we go to work, we finish work, we have dinner, we blob in front of the TV or whatever, and if you got kids, There's picking them up from school or from after school care. It's bringing them home, getting them dinner. They might have some playtime. Then it's showers and getting them all ready for bed and everything else. And it's just this routine thing. Why not break up that routine by taking a day out of the house? Yes, there may be some sports on, but maybe after their games or something, you can go off and do something. Or maybe they have the game on Saturday. What are you going to, get out of the house on Sunday? Or maybe they have the game on Sunday, so get out of the house on Saturday. All these sorts of things. So there's, maybe it's a half day thing, maybe it's a full day thing, but find a way to get out of the house and go explore your area, see what's around. Be a tourist in your own town. Be a tourist in your own town. Because remember, if I turn up on your doorstep, I'm going to say, what is unique about your area that you can take me to see? And like I did that in Milwaukee, and the Uber driver that I had the first time was able to tell me to go see the domes. The second driver, not a clue. He had no idea what was in his local town. He was just driving people around. And I'm sort of like, really? But I did go to the domes, and the domes were these 3 big dome things. They were massive domes, and there was different gardening things at each one. One had like a theme garden that had a pond and a bridge with a gazebo in there, and apparently they change out the plants in there every now and again and maybe do different themes. The middle one was all desert, so different desert plants from around the world, and was kept at desert temperatures. And then you went into the tropics, which was very warm and very humid. But hey, it was the middle of winter. It wasn't so bad. And they had all these different tropical plants in there. So it was tropical temperatures in there. And the cool thing was that I was told when I checked in, when I got there, was to keep an eye out for the fairies. And I was like, for the fairies? They says, oh yeah, we've got fairy gardens scattered throughout. So everywhere I went, I love fairies. I'm looking for little fairy gardens. They had some great fairy gardens, little fairy houses with their little gardens. One of them had this like little colonial house with a little porch swing on it. And they had a tree swing. One other one had a tree house. Very cool and very inventive. So what do you have in your local area that is nowhere else? Have you gone to see it? Go out and see it. Check it out. Is there something that's going to be opening soon? Is there something that opened a few months ago and you've yet to go check it out? And with that, I'm out of here. Go out, have a super fantastic sparkling